3D printing is a game-changing technology disrupting nearly every major industry in the world.
3D printing is a very exciting technology, and it's impacting nearly every industry around the world by creating new opportunities, new ways of bringing products to market, new ways of exploring ideas in a much quicker and cost-effective way than what was previously possible. So we see, for example, architecture firms printing out models to show to their clients in 3D. We see medical professionals 3D printing models that can help them plan surgical procedures. We see product designers iterating on their ideas much more quickly and exploring ideas that may or may not work out because it's quick and it's inexpensive, so they have a lot more freedom to experiment.
3D printing provides cost savings because companies are able to bring products to market much more quickly and effectively than they used to be able to with traditional manufacturing methods. Companies are seeing a cost and time savings of up to 98% or more versus traditional manufacturing methods.
In the medical industry, printers are being used to create low-cost prosthetics.
3D printing is creating some nice benefits for prosthetics because it's opening up options for people that might otherwise not have any options available. Traditional prosthetics can be very costly and difficult to get in some cases and in some areas. So being able to 3D print a basic prosthetic device often provides a valuable option for someone that might otherwise not have any options available. With 3D printing, they're easy to produce and they're very inexpensive. A typical 3D printed prosthetic device costs maybe $25 to $50 to make.
3D Universe has helped lead the way by enabling novices, as well as professionals, to join the 3D printing revolution and make the world a better place.
3D Universe has turned out to be a great ally to e-NABLE. They are a company that sells 3D printers and supplies that our volunteers use to make 3D printed prosthetics, which we then give away for free. e-NABLE is a global network of volunteers using 3D printers and 3D technologies to make free, open source upper limb prosthetics, hands and arms for children and for other amputees who currently are just doing without. By harnessing the collective power of volunteers and their goodwill and the resources of 3D Universe, we've managed to find a way to get them available at cost, which really turns out to be for free, inexpensive upper limb prosthetics out to people who appreciate and can make use of them.
The e-NABLE volunteer community is open to everyone, regardless of background, age group, political affiliation, you name it. Anyone is welcome, and that includes many children who have gotten involved because schools and classrooms around the world have started to create programs around e-NABLE to help teach their students about 3D printing, about how to make a prosthetic device. And through those types of programs, these children are having an opportunity to understand what it means to change somebody else's life in a very positive way through their efforts. And that in and of itself is a powerful learning experience.
At present, the e-NABLE volunteer community is using desktop 3D printers to make prosthetic devices for those in underserved communities. In doing so, they're providing a solution that the larger medical device companies have not been able to address.
You know, we found that the social and emotional impacts of our devices are at least as important as the functional impacts of the devices. We got quite lucky in that the kids look at these plastic hands and they say, I got a superhero hand, and the other kids in the class think that that's the coolest thing going. And so it really changes the interaction between the recipient and their classmates. In other parts of the world where the superhero hand is not the thing, an inexpensive, functional device that can go out and get dirty or get wet turns out also, again, to be a really useful social tool. Around the world, we found that the change in the way an amputee relates to their social environment and the way the social environment relates to them turns out to be at least as important as what they can do with that hand.
Working as a box handler in a warehouse, Jose Delgado was born without fingers on one hand. His previous prosthetic, which cost $42,000, did not work well for him.
The reason I looked up for a prosthetic was because my old one's too small and I didn't have enough money to buy a new one. So I found you guys, and these are 3D printed and they're lighter than the old ones because the old ones are more metal. The way this one works, the new one, it works real good, and I like the way it performs. I can lift the boxes real easy, like about 30 pounds is okay. And then when I drive, I could just grab the wheel and turn and everything with this one. And it works real good. I like the way it performs, so it's a real good product.
What makes e-NABLE devices a good solution for patients, for my patients in particular, but I think for anybody, is how accessible they are and affordable. Compared to traditional devices, which are very expensive, very complex, require a lot of follow-up, a lot of tinkering to get them just right. This is an option that is very easy to use, it's simplistic, affordable, and certainly accessible.
The e-NABLE community has delivered thousands of free prosthetic devices to people around the world. And the e-NABLE Web Central application continues to match volunteers with recipients in need.
The e-NABLE community has thousands of volunteers all over the world. And of course, people needing prosthetic devices are also spread all over the world. So we needed some way to connect our volunteers with the people that need these devices. 3D Universe built the e-NABLE Web Central platform to address that need. So we now have a web-based platform that anyone can access from anywhere. They can request a device, they can get matched with a volunteer who can then make that device for them and deliver it in a very timely manner. 3D printing and e-NABLE are having an impact on the prosthetics industry. The major prosthetic companies still produce devices that are far more advanced and more capable than the ones we produce, but not everyone can afford those options. So e-NABLE devices give an option where there might not otherwise be something available. We have tremendously creative and innovative volunteers that are constantly coming up with new designs that offer new capabilities. And hopefully the prosthetic companies will take advantage of some of these ideas and figure out ways of making their products available more affordably for those who need them.
To learn more, visit shop3duniverse.com or enablingthefuture.org.